So there is a question that every rabbi have to answer, what he wants to speak about and what he prefers not to speak about. I'm dealing with many subject matters that many rabbis prefer not to speak about them because they say it is sensitive material, some say it is dangerous, and all kinds of different reasons. There is things that other rabbis they like to speak about, and they speak about a lot, and I don't like to speak about them. For example, the punishments that people that are sinning will receive in the Olam Haba, about the punishments of hell, or all kinds of different things like that. The power of the negative powers of the creation, that all kinds of different things, Yetzirah, different things like that. I don't like to speak about those things. I don't like to speak about negativity. I like to speak about the positive side of the creation and how we can strengthen ourselves in the positive side to connect more and more into the good side, the Kedusha, and to be elevated. Obviously there is dangers. Obviously there is Yetzirah. Yes, I'm aware of that, and sometimes I do mention that when I have no choice, when I'm reading an article of Zohar and it is mentioned, so I read it and I explain it, but briefly. I'm not expanding too much about it. I'm not. That's not where I want to stop so much. For me, it's like when you are driving and you get to a place that it's like a neighborhood with all kinds of criminals and things like that. So it's not the place to stop. I'm going with my family, so I will look for a nice place where to stop. So for me, I'm like a bus driver, that I'm taking my students with me on a journey. So I want to show my students the beautiful places. I don't want to stop in places that it's creepy and bringing fear to the hearts of the people. That's not what I want. I want to bring hope and joy for the hearts of the people. Now, obviously there is things that there's no choice. People have to learn about them, but it's a matter of time. What is the right time to learn about it? Yeah. So, for example, in my smicha learning, when I was learning to be a rabbi, so one of the big subject matters is how to deal with death. When somebody loses one of his parents or something, one of his 7 relatives, that you have to mourn for them. So all of these halachot of sitting shiva and this and that and burial, it's called halachot avlut. To make it nice, so they call it halachot smachot. Like it's a sagi nahor, like when you're changing, like the opposite of, you're saying something that what you mean is the opposite. It's called sagi nahor. That they call a blind man that is full of light. They have a lot of light in his eyes. So it's like the opposite. Anyhow, so I was starting to, I opened the books to learn it, and I started to learn it, halachot smachot, and right there in the beginning I felt, no, that's not what I need to learn right now, that's not what I want to deal with right now. Bezrat Hashem, one day, in the far, far future, when I have no choice, I need it for myself, then I will learn it, and I will be able to also to tell other people the halachot about it. So I never learned those halachot smachot. I started to learn, I felt, no, I prefer to learn some other things unless I get to the point that I have no choice. So the same thing with people that are coming to me and asking me questions. Usually, when someone is coming with a question, I will answer him. But sometimes I might tell someone, listen, it's a good question, but right now, forget about it. It's not for you right now. Move on. Bezrat Hashem, you get to the point that you need it, so then come to me and we'll speak about it. For example, a Bachur that is asking questions about about relationship of married couple. It's not the right time for a bachur to learn about those halachot. When he's getting married, when you have a date for the wedding, then it is proper to learn about those halachot. Okay? So it's the same thing. So you have to, for me, this is part of being a rabbi. To have the responsibility to know what to tell who, when. So many things are true, and even though it is true, it is not the time, it is not the place, it is not the person to tell this truth to. So there's many things that are true and they are part of the Torah, and it's better to keep it silent until it is needed, until it is the right time. And there's many different reasons for that, but it's like you have something that is valuable, and if you put it out in the wrong time, so it loses the value. Yeah, if you sell a raincoat in the summer, so you sell it cheap because it's not the season, it's not the time for that. So the Dvar Torah, halacha, or understanding, whatever it is, it has value. So when a person needs it, and then you give it to him, so then the person have value for this piece of knowledge that you gave him. But if you give it to him when he doesn't need it, so it doesn't have value. So then even when he will need it, maybe it will come up to his head, and now he will understand and he will have value for that. Could be. This is a present from Hashem when it happens. But it's better, if possible, to give the person when he needs it. So when a person is getting to a certain stage of being ripe, that he's ready to ask a question, now you're asking a question, now I will tell you that. Because you asked the question. So it means that you are ready to receive the answer. Sometimes, could be. Anyhow, this is part of the art of being a rabbi. So I try my best. Sometimes I'm more successful, sometimes not so much, but that's what I'm trying to do. Baruch Hashem.